Days of Our Lives recap. Wednesday, March 13. Lainey's false alarm. Wendy's fuzzy memory, Paulina, and Abe's secret. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers recap for Wednesday, March 13, reveals that Steve Johnson was reflective over his part in helping Clyde Weston escape. But he acted like he was just concerned about so important drama going on when Kayla Johnson quizzed him. Kayla refocused out there was some good news to report since Paulina Price was miraculously on the mend at the sanitarium. Tripp Johnson and Wendy Shin were oak too, so Kayla allowed effects were looking up. In Wendy's sanitarium room on Wednesday's day's occasion, she flashed back to marrying Tripp in prison and sounded deep in study. Tripp snuck in Wendy's room and noticed that Ava Vitale had transferred her flowers to apologize for the whole fire. Although Tripp knew Ava didn't mean for any of this to go down, he bothered about history repeating itself and suggested he couldn't live with anything additional passing to Wendy. Still, Wendy reminded Tripp that she was impeccably able of getting herself in and out of messes, so she had no intention of letting all the chaos come between them. Wendy wondered if perhaps she imagined what happened just before they ran out of air, but Tripp pushed her to tell him and sounded eager to know as she flashed back the same thing. Unfortunately, Tripp and Wendy kept getting intruded as they tried to broach the content of their new marriage in the tank. In Paulina's room, Lainey Grant shocked when her mama wasn't in her bed, but Eli Grant prompted her not to jump to conclusions since Abe Carver would have offered updates if anything was seriously wrong. Thankfully, it was a false alarm since Paulina was just off getting further tests done. It was not long until Paulina was wheeled back in with evidence that she was doing much better. Sarah Horton informed Paulina, Abe, Lainey, Eli, Channel DeMera, and Johnny DeMera that Paulina's unexplained recovery was nothing short of a phenomenon. Paulina ultimately admitted they had another phenomenon to celebrate since Abe had his memory back. So Lainey and the others were enraptured. Once Eli got a call, he told Lainey about the job offer coming through, which was everything he asked for and further. This would mean fresh plutocrat and time at home with Lainey along with the Habs, but they'd have to move to Washington, D.C. After letting Paulina have a visit with Jules Grant and Carver Grant, Lainey and Eli broke the news about the job offer and implicit move. Since Lainey said Eli would only take it if her mama could be happy for them, Paulina reluctantly went on with the idea. In the city forecourt, on Wednesday's day's occasion, Steve and Kayla ran into Channel and Johnny. That led to all of them trading word, so Johnny and Channel set up out Tripp and Wendy just survived a hostage extremity. Channel and Johnny also informed Kayla and Steve about Abe's memory coming back, so they all agreed it was truly a miraculous time in Salem. Back in the sanitarium on Wednesday's Days of Our Lives show, Steve apologized to Tripp for cracking his caricature when he did CPR, but Tripp was just thankful that his pater saved his life. When Tripp let it slip that he'd been keeping Ava's involvement in the medicine operation a secret before the hijacking, Steve was bothered. Nonetheless, Steve ultimately admitted it was Ava he was angry with, not Tripp. On Wednesday's day's occasion, Johnny and Channel also paid Wendy and Tripp a visit to check on them. That led to Wendy spotting Channel's marriage ring and felicitating her along with Johnny. Tripp was happy for the newlyweds too, and once he was alone with Wendy laterally, he got her to admit what she recalled from when they were running out of air in the tank. Wendy asked if Tripp really proposed to her. As for Channel and Johnny, they conceded that they hadn't been on a honeymoon yet and didn't want to go too far from home. Sarah suggested Johnny and Channel were welcome to use the Horton cabin, so they reluctantly accepted the offer. Once Paulina and Abe participated a moment alone, they decided to keep Lexi Carver's part in healing them both a secret since no one would presumably believe it anyway. Steve and Kayla showed up in Paulina's room at one point, so they participated how pleased they were over Paulina's recovery and Abe's recollections coming back. Abe wanted to move in with Paulina again, so she was rapturous over that decision. Subsequently, Steve remained fixated on Clyde's escape and advised Kayla that the Selby had better hope the police catch up with him before Steve did. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Clyde will inescapably beget further chaos, so stick with us for prognostications on the peril that's still to come. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.